Good morning, boys. It is a Friday. Time to get after it today. On the agenda today is a few things for me. So, I am adding some leads to an automatic sequence that I'm putting out to potential clients. So, I'm going to add 30 new leads to that right now. Then I'm going to go for a 7K run. I've actually ran for the last 4 days, so I'm keen to keep that momentum as much as possible because I do not want to be a fat fuck for summertime. Later on in the day, I'm actually going to spend some time thinking about who our ideal customer is in the Asian market. So we have broke through into the Asian market of golf clubs and we've started getting users. But there's a few different user types in Asia and we're still not clear on who exactly we're serving. And it's really important to pick because if you're trying to serve 2 or 3 different user types at the same time, then your focus on product will be very sporadic and you're not going to build features that will really help one person. So this afternoon, I'm going to lay out all the data that I've got so far from the conversations I've had in Asia. And then go from there. So without further ado, let's get into it. High-speed work compilation in 3, 2, 1. So time to get some lunch now. I usually go pretty low carb for it. So got the bacon and eggs going on there. And got my mother sitting over there. I'm probably going to go out a run and then back to the afternoon work. Kitty. Hello. Where's my next sale going to come from? Do you know the answer, Kitty? Okay, Kitty. Alrighty, here we go. Run time, boys and girls. Gonna get blown over. Alright, 7K done. To be honest, at about 1.5K, I just could not be fucked. But it's in those runs that really test you mentally to see what you've got in the tank. So proud of myself that I've done the whole thing. Now rest a little bit, enjoy some nice music, and then get back to work. I feel like something I'm thinking about at the minute is being able to reward yourself throughout the days whenever you are doing work, because a long enough time horizon, if you don't reward yourself for things, then you're just not going to continue the behavior. As I was sat outside there, I actually watched one of my friends, Bogdan's video. So this was a guy I met in Lisbon. So yeah, I'm going to put his video up here. It's really good. So it shows his time as a startup founder in Mexico City. And he's just exploring the whole of South America. I believe he went to see his founder in North America too. But he touches on the topic of loneliness as a founder, which I think is a really, really good point. And I think, one thing I struggle with is guilt for not doing work and almost guilt for socializing, because I feel that almost every moment needs to be spent working on the business. In fact, if you balance your time right, that is not the case. You do have time for social life, you do have time for other things, but it's just the illusion of lack of time can sometimes pull you into these things. So it's something to be mindful for, and also just being really grateful for having the opportunity to build a startup as well. A lot of people dream of giving a startup a go and never get to it. It's funny, whenever you look into the calls that you've done already, you get some really interesting insights that you didn't pick up whenever you're just writing down notes on your calls. So I record everything on a software called Grain, and it is quite humbling to look back at your calls. You see what you did wrong as well as what you did right. But if you have the balls to do it, it is super, super valuable. You learn a shit ton from doing that stuff. So it's like a little mental reminder to do that more often and look at my demos and see. So I will show you what I have been working on for the past couple of hours. And it's really to distill my learnings from what I've learned from talking to potential clients out in Asia. And really what I'm doing here is grouping the requests for features that would help them. And then obviously we can't build every feature in the app at one go, right? So there needs to be some degree of prioritization as to which we build first. I've listed out the pain points that customers have mentioned, or future customers. So this might be people that aren't using the app right now because there's a barrier in our product that doesn't allow them to use it right now. So I've listed a few problems that users or people that would like to use the app but the features don't exist yet on this page. And then obviously once you list out all the problems, then I need to figure out which ones do we build first. So that really comes down to in the long term, which of these is going to be able to generate the most revenue for the company. So that depends, if we build this feature, what is the likelihood then that a potential client signs up because we have that feature? So there was 3 main pain points I pulled out of it. I then began to think in terms of building for our ideal user what the ideal solution was. So I do like scribbling things down on pen and paper. I actually think I'm more creative in that way. I'm not sure why. Must be something kinetic between like lifting a pen and writing your ideas, because it does help me. So now I have a good picture of what our ideal solution needs to be for that market. And then ultimately we need to choose who we're going to build for first. So the choice really we have right now is basically there's golf clubs that have the people we work with as caddies. So we have clubs that have caddies as employees who do other jobs around the club, and they need like almost like a HR rota system. And then we have other clubs who are not employees, caddies, and are independent contractors, and they're much more just like simple scheduling. And they in both clubs there is potential for them to directly be booked by the golfer as well. So I'm going to chat this through with my developer, but I think in my opinion, we are going to go with the ability to schedule other jobs, just because it's an over 50% of the clubs that I've talked to that they would need this feature. And then once we've done this covers other clubs in the United States that are also in this as well, that are potentially quite high contract value. And then once we've got that out of the way, then we can get on to more like a golfer facing booking system where they can go in and request their own caddies. So obviously doing this all in Notion. This is just getting my thoughts out. I'm going to talk with my good old co-founder about this probably next week, because he's on holiday. He's going on a cruise around Europe right now. Lucky guy. So it's now the next day. I'm just finishing up the edit of this video. I'm really enjoying so far getting on YouTube and just documenting my life as I grow my business to 1 million ARR, and really progressing in my life in terms of fitness, travel, and business. That's what this channel is here. And if you're on this journey along with me, I respect you and I am rooting for you. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.